Hey, Sea-Milk.
Yo.
I've got a question for you.
Yeah?
What is the one thing that we could never do when we were in China?
See you again.
Oh, there's a whole laundry list, really. Exercise political freedom and much, much more. But actually, our biggest passion in life was something we could not do, and that was to buy and fix and work on cars that we like.
Yeah, and that's actually what led us to starting our Churchill Customs custom motorcycle shop because, well, first of all, cars are just prohibitively expensive. So you can't just go buy a second-hand car and work on it, right?
Right.
Well, never mind the legal loopholes you have to jump through to get a car. It's not like in the West. You can't buy an old junker and fix it up. Junkers don't exist, and if they do, they're 100% illegal.
Right. I actually wanted to preface this by saying I bought for my wife a brand new Suzuki Swift. And it was very cheap because it was actually made in China.
Yeah.
And it's much worse than the models you would get in other countries.
I mean, you say it's cheap, but it was actually not.
It's still expensive. It was like $13,000 for a new car. But I'm saying if you had bought like the export model, it's like $25,000 for a really terrible car.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
And that's not the paragon of automotive performance, a Suzuki Swift.
No,
You know what
it's
I mean?
not. It's not.
So, I mean, we dicked around with the motorcycles.
Yep.
And we I don't know about the legality of the whole thing, but we were usually above board. But the amount of effort required to be above board.
that's the thing. To be above board in China, you have to break the rules.
Yeah.
And so when we were modifying our bikes, because you're not allowed to modify bikes, we
Right.
had a deal with a dealership where we'd buy a bike new, we'd modify it, then take it back to him, and then he would register it as this is the brand new from the factory bike. That was how we got around it. And that's just what you do in China because, you can't modify bikes or cars. So, we were in a situation where we couldn't pursue our hobby and passion of cars, So that's something that we can do now.
Yes, that's absolutely true. So in between all of our adventures, you guys have probably noticed that not only have we been in California, we've also been in Taiwan quite a bit. And we've been in Vietnam as well.
Hong Kong.
And Hong Kong.
Yeah, recently.
And we have now our next adventure, which is we're planning on 2020 being the year of India and South Korea.
That's correct,
And probably Japan as well.
Yeah, if we can manage Japan, we'll do it too.
In between all of that stuff, though, while we're editing, while we're doing our podcast, while we're staying up to date with you guys on all the channels, we figured why not start fixing cars? It's what we love to do, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what we did.
Yeah, so we have a new channel, guys. We would like you to check it out, and it's all about us fixing cars, and it's fun because we get to finally follow our passions, and we put a lot of effort. We're putting all of our skills we've learned basically into this channel. So we're doing fun edits. We're doing, it's fun. It's a little off the wall. It's not your typical car channel or anything like that. So it's about us and our banter and our nonsense, and we've got a whole bunch of interesting ideas.
For sure. Should we introduce the channel a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Let's roll the ad.
Over the past 2 weeks driving this car, I've realized how things can change, but also how powerful nostalgia can be. Hold on, wait a minute. I've never owned an MR2. Heck, this 1985 was made a year before I was even a zygote, yet it reminded me of so much. See, I got into cars before the whole Fast and the Furious era of excess, yet I always had a soft spot in my heart for little Japanese cars. I think it's an underdog thing. My best memories were had in my 1982 Toyota Supra that I bought in high school. The adventures, the smells, the friends, the fun, the recklessness. Those are the memories that many of us chase when we're faced with real-world responsibilities. We drive up the prices of cars that we had or wanted when we were younger because we want to remember what it was like back when life was such a free-for-all. We delude ourselves into thinking that it was better back then. It wasn't. Cars are immeasurably better now, like in every single way. I love the design of these old cars, but I refuse to kid myself and say that cars were better in any way, shape, or form, save for interesting designs. The most bargain basement bubble car of today could outtrack almost everything from 30 years ago. But what the hell is it about this stupid little wannabe stormtrooper looking 80s spaceship? It looks ridiculous, yet despite my want for all things new and better, I can't stop driving it. I start making excuses like the rest of them. Well, the seating position is so driver focused. It's about momentum, just keep it in the power band. It's so much more satisfying than having all that power all the time. Then I start making those time period comparisons. In 1985, you could have a 5-liter V8 Camaro for about the same price as this little MR2. Seems a bit ridiculous actually, since that means you got a 3 times larger engine and flashy looks to boot. However, when you factor in the fact that this was 1,000 pounds heavier, slower, handled worse, and was built with the reliability standards of styrofoam in a rainstorm, it starts to make sense, this little MR2. Yeah, it's the underdog thing. Sure. I'm not holding on to the past. This little 1.6 liter 4-banger made about 128 horsepower in its Japanese form, you know, the one that we have. And yeah, it's not gonna rip your face off or pin you back in your seat, but my lord, does this car sing. Keeping it above 5,000 RPMs and then banging it up to around 8,000 is where this car moves. And then all of a sudden, the numbers don't matter. I hate hype. When everyone tells me to drive a Miata because it feels like a go-kart, my body convulses at the idea of conformity. Then I head off to a go-kart track, and I'll have to wait in traffic there. However, there is something to be said for this car in the same vein. It's properly good. It's comfortable, it is very driver-focused, and an absolute blast in the corners. From the snickety little gear changes to the way the mid-engine makes it squat down on throttle, it's something I hadn't felt before. The way the car smells, the way you feel when you're driving it, all of a sudden, nothing matters. And that's the point, isn't it? Yes, cars are better now. They're more comfortable, they're faster, they're safer, they're more reliable, better in every way, shape, and form. Yet I've become that guy. Mr. Live in the Past. They don't make them like they used to guy. But you know what? Let me play make-believe just a little longer.
We're back.
Did you guys enjoy that? Because we sure did. That took us a long time to make. But
Yeah.
I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, but you should, because every single week you're going to be able to see one of these.
Yeah, we're planning on every Tuesday putting out an episode. So the first episode is already out,
Mm-hmm.
which is like the blanket episode. I'm currently working right now, you know, in between filming this, I'm working on the first in-depth repair video because we understand that some people would get bored with the long in-depth repair
Right.
things. So that's why we have a kind of a gloss over episode.
Right. It's
And then-
start to finish. I like that.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to follow it up with like weekly repair videos. But rather than just get stuck on one car, before we've even finished all the repair videos of one of them, we would have had a new car come out.
One of the reasons we did this was when we watch a car channel that we like, oftentimes we'll start this big project and it takes them so long to finish from start to finish. It's like little teaser here. Oh, I fixed this. Oh, I fixed this. We figured film the entire thing, get the entire episode, buy, fix, sell, review, adventure, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that episode's up now.
Yeah.
It's totally finished. Like
Sure.
we've already gotten rid of the car. And then Winston, like you said, he's going to put up videos about how he repaired it throughout
Because
the month.
I filmed in depth, you know, as I fixed it, so I can help people hopefully be able to do the same thing to their cars.
And don't worry about these like long, got to take a break because we got to find another car. We've already got like 3 or 4 lined up already.
Yeah.
So they're ready to film. So beginning of every month will be the entire episode of that car from start to finish. And then throughout the month, the repair videos.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
So please go over to youtube.com/worthlesswhips. Please give us a subscribe because we're trying to get the channel off the ground. It's totally demonetized, by the way.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, not because it's controversial, because it's new. We
Yeah.
can't make any money off of it.
It takes time. We thought we could get the watch hours up by putting some other videos on there,
Didn't
but
work.
apparently that doesn't work because when we made them private, it deleted all those watch hours.
Son of a...
I know. Anyway, it doesn't matter, guys. if you're here for ADV China, we understand you do not need to worry. The normal adventure videos resume next week.
Yeah, please stop fretting.
Yeah.
Everything's the same.
100%.
Just more.
You know, we just want to expand our horizons a little bit, give you guys a little bit more to watch. And for those of you who enjoy the things we do, maybe give you something new, you know.
For sure.
So anyway, we'll catch you next time for another adventure on the bikes. We can't wait to see you then. And until then, you know the drill, as always. Stay awesome. We want to go and find cool cars that, you know, would usually be out of the range of a high schooler to buy. Fix them up for real cheap.
And then I will sell it for a profit.
That's probably why the car's crashed.
I don't think it's legal to drive without a door. It's not a mail truck.
This is the worst car I've ever driven in my life.
I am now in a police car.
We're definitely gonna lose a lot of money on this one.
I can't believe how much money we made on this car.
It's terrible, I can't see shit.
You need to go to the hospital. This car is not worth it.
Jesus Christ, man.
Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for watching ADV China. You can catch a new episode every single Monday at 1 p.m. EST. Up in the top right corner, you can watch another Lao 86 video, which comes out every Wednesday at 1 p.m. EST. And down below the Lao 86 video, you can watch Winston at SerpentZA every single Friday at 1 p.m. EST. Thanks.